Welcome to the virtual college exploration for all Pennsylvania students, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. PACAC is a nonprofit association comprised of more than 1,200 school counselors, college admission counselors, independent education consultants, and other professionals responsible for guiding students through the important transition from high school to post-secondary options. Thank you everyone for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your question to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at pacac.org. That's PACAC.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at the same website, pacac.org. Thank you. Now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Jill, you're muted.
Thank you. Sorry, did not realize. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. Thanks for being here. Really excited to be able to present a little bit about the University of Scranton with each of you today. My name is Jill Wall, and I'm one of the admissions counselors here at the University of Scranton. And then we also have Trey with us, who is a current senior. So Trey, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, my name is Trey. I'm a senior, like Jill said. I'm a bio major here at the university, but I also have a minor in biochem and also nutritional studies. Originally, I'm from West Orange, New Jersey, but I pretty much live up here in Scranton since I go to school here. On campus, I work as a tour guide, which is fun. I'm also a resident assistant for sophomores. My first 2 years in college, I served as an orientation assistant, which was fun. Right now, I serve as a teaching assistant for Gen Bio Labs and also microbiology. I've done research at a local medical school, which has been amazing. And I'm an officer for a club on campus for health professionals and just some other like volunteer stuff and presenting and also volleyball, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so Trey's involved in a little bit of everything here on campus. One of our best students. So he's going to be able to talk about a lot of things related to academics, different things to get involved with on campus, and we'll really cover everything that you need to know about Scranton throughout this presentation. So we will go ahead and get started with just a little bit of background and history of the University of Scranton. So we were actually founded in 1888 as St. Thomas College, and then in 1942 we were entrusted into the Society of Jesus and became one of 27 Jesuit schools in the nation. So we're a really proud Catholic and Jesuit university, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in, and that means a lot to us, but it doesn't mean that you have to be Catholic or Christian to come here. One of the things that it does mean is that you are going to be receiving a Jesuit education, and if you're not sure exactly what that means, that is totally okay. But coming to a Jesuit school just means that your education is going to be a little bit more well-rounded and wholesome because there are a couple of Jesuit ideals and values that are really evident and really integrated into every aspect of student life here. So one of them is called cura personalis, and it's a Latin phrase that means care of the whole person. And here at Scranton, we like to define this as the individual attention that we give to our students in the classroom and outside of the classroom. So we care about our students in mind, body, and spirit, and we really want to see them grow and succeed and just become the best version of themselves during their 4 years here. So we like to say that we don't just care about what our students become when they graduate, but we really care about who they become as well. I want to make sure that not only are we sending good professionals out into the world, but good people. I think that for me, Scranton was really more of a transformative experience than just an educational experience. And I definitely feel like I grew and changed a lot throughout my 4 years at Scranton. And I think the same is true for all of our students. So moving along, we'll just take a look at Scranton by the numbers. I'll start with that number in the top right corner. We have about 3,800 undergrad students. And to me, this is that perfect smaller to medium size where no matter where you go on campus, you're going to see some familiar faces. You're going to run into people you know, but you're constantly going to be meeting new people as well. So it never feels too small. Another reason I really like this smaller to medium size is because it allows us to have an average class size of 20 students with classes actually being capped off at 35. So you're never going to be sitting in a huge lecture hall where professors don't know your name or anything like that. You are going to have the opportunity to get to know not only all of your classmates, but all of your professors on a really personal basis. And for me personally, that made a huge difference in my academic experience. Professors here are going to be so accessible when you need them. You'll be able to email them. You'll be able to ask questions during class. Lots of professors will give out their cell phone numbers so that you could text or call them at any time. And then they all have at least 3 office hours every week, which is just time that you can meet with them one-on-one and talk about literally whatever it is you want to talk about. So for me personally, I think that being able to form those closer relationships with professors really made the difference between getting a B in some of my classes and getting an A in those classes. Last number I'll point out is our 88% freshman retention rate. And hearing that number alone might not mean that much to you, but compared to the national average retention rate for private institutions like our own, which is only about 80%, you can see that we are much higher, and Scranton students really do love coming back for the rest of their 4 years. Quickly, I'll touch upon some recognition that we've received from various organizations across the country. We have the 8th best science labs in the country. We're known to be an innovative school. And then one that I think is really important is right there in the middle, and that is best value. Obviously, college is a huge investment no matter what college you choose, and you really want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth. And I think that here at Scranton, you definitely are. And hopefully you'll be able to see some of why Scranton is so valuable throughout the rest of this presentation. So now we'll go over a little bit about academics, and I'll talk a little bit and then I will pass it over to Trey. But basically here at Scranton, we want you to study whatever it is that you're passionate about. So whether you have a pretty good idea of what it is you want to study and what you want to be professionally, or you have absolutely no idea at all, both are totally fine, because we really do have all of the programs and resources and opportunities necessary to help our students find and pursue those passions. So we have 70 majors and 47 different minors that you can choose from. What's great about these is that you can really mix and match them to help kind of tailor and personalize your education to exactly what it is you want it to be. So even if you have 2 interests that are in totally different areas of academic learning, we encourage you to study both, whether it's by double majoring, picking up a major and a minor, or just taking some classes here and there. You're going to be able to do what it is you want to do. All of our programs are broken down into 3 separate colleges for advising purposes. So we have the College of Arts and Sciences, the Kania School of Management, and the Panuska College for Professional Studies. No matter what your major is, you are going to be given an academic advisor who works with you one-on-one throughout your 4 years here, and who's going to be a great resource for you. They're going to be able to tell you the classes that you obviously need to take for your majors and your minors, but then they'll also be able to point you in the direction of some classes that maybe they think you'd be good at or they think you'd really enjoy. So besides just some of our majors and minors, we also have graduate programs and accelerated graduate programs. We have concentrations. If you're ever looking to push yourself academically, we have honors programs that you can join, which I'll talk about in a little bit on the next slide. But then we also have these really great pre-health and pre-law advisory programs, which I'll let Trey talk about a little bit now.
Thank you. So specifically, I can touch on the pre-health advisory programs. So like I mentioned before, I'm a biology major, and I'm also an officer for a club called HPO. That's the Health Professions Organization Club. And that club specifically deals with anyone who's interested in any pre-professional health track. So if you're going for pre-med, pre-vet, pre-dent, that's the club for you. And alongside like having those specific clubs, you have faculty advisors, you have peer mentors who are there for you like throughout every single year. So wherever you are in the process, you'll have people to talk to. You'll have people who have taken the classes that you're about to take, or have already taken the MCATs, or have already applied, written their personal statements. You'll have all of these people who can help you through whatever you're going through, because it is a difficult process, and it's something that no matter how much research you can do on your own, you're never going to know the full scope. So it's nice to know that we have these programs and we have the people dedicated to helping you out. For example, like if you were here now, I would be the person to help you out throughout whatever you're going through. So it's nice to know that you will have people wherever you are in the step of your process.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Trey. And just to talk about them a little bit more, how it generally works is that Like you said, these are advisory programs, so you still choose an undergraduate major. You can pretty much major in whatever you want to and still be a part of these programs. But we've definitely seen great success come from these programs, especially in recent years. And all of our students who go through these really do have great things to say about them. Like I briefly mentioned on the last slide, if you're looking to push yourself academically here, we do have 5 honors programs that you could join, and each are a little bit different. 3 of them you would actually need to be invited into. Those 3 are the Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program, the Magis Honors Program in STEM, and then the Business Honors Program. But then you can also apply into 2 of them. So the 2 that you can apply into, usually at the beginning of your sophomore year, are the Traditional Honors Program and the Business Leadership Honors Program. So if you're ever looking for more information about these, feel free to reach out to us directly, or there is plenty of information about each on our website. Now, something that our students here really love to do is study abroad, and it's very simple to do so. And what's great is that all of our students can study abroad in one way or another. So since 2015, our students have visited around 37 different countries, which is awesome. And we do have a couple of different time periods that you can go abroad for. So if you wanted to go for the whole year, you could do that. If you wanted to go for an entire semester, you could do that as well. But if you didn't want to spend that much time away from Scranton, you could also go for a shorter, usually 2 to 3 week trip held over intersession or summer break. So like I said, every student is able to study abroad regardless of major. One exception is that occupational therapy students can only go abroad for one of those shorter trips over summer or winter. But the students who study abroad really love it, come back and love talking about their opportunities and all of their experiences there. And planning your study abroad trip is really as easy as going to our study abroad office and letting them know that you have an interest in doing so. And they'll work with you one-on-one to really plan out when the best time for you to go would be. Now, something that our students are very successful in doing is completing internships. And for the classes of 2018 and 2019 alone, our students have actually completed internships at almost 1,000 different organizations. What's really great about this is that they are not just doing these internships here in Scranton or in their hometowns, but they're really branching out all over the country and in some cases all over the world. As you can see on the slide, there are multiple different countries listed, and that's because our students have been lucky enough to complete internships while studying abroad. But really, regardless of what company you're looking to intern at or where you're looking to go, you're going to be able to find an opportunity. Trey, do you want to add a little bit about internships?
Yeah, what's really nice about the university in general is we have a career development office, and they specifically work with students to get them these internships. So that's kind of how I found mine. So my junior year, I decided that I wanted to do something like with my summers because I haven't been doing anything like productive really aside from like sleeping. And they took me through like an application cycle, and we went through all of these different apps for different internships in anything medically related. And that's how we found the program at Geisinger. So once I found it, once I expressed interest, they helped me out with the application. I sent it in, and they set me up with the program that I've been doing for 2 years now. So whatever you're interested in, it doesn't even have to be like medically related. You can see on the screen right here, they serve every single one of our majors. So literally whatever scope, whatever area, it could be local within the Scranton community or it could be national. They help you out with whatever you're interested in. So you just have to have the passion and the drive to like go search for them, and they'll get it for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Trey. Another thing that's great about these internships is that a lot of times they lead to job opportunities after graduation as well. But really, regardless of where you intern or what you decide you want to do after Scranton, you are going to find success following your graduation. And this slide here just lists some of our top graduate law and medical schools our students have attended, as well as some of the top companies they have been employed by. But we are not just proud of where our students are getting, we're really proud of how fast they're getting there. And for the class of 2019, which was my graduating class, we had a 99% success rate within 6 months of graduation. So what this means is that within 6 months of graduating, 99% of us were either full-time employed, continuing our education, or engaging in a full year of service. So Scranton is a very service-oriented school, and that's something I'll talk about a little bit more later on. But I do like to point out that that is an option for after graduation as well. But like we've been saying, no matter what it is you're looking to do, you're going to find success, and you're going to find it relatively quickly. And like Trey said, one of the reasons our students are so successful in finding not only those internships, but also jobs after college is because of the Center for Career Development. So this is hands down one of my favorite offices on campus, and they are available to any student, regardless of major or year or anything like that. And they'll help you with literally anything from writing your resume and your cover letter to doing mock interviews with you, and they can record them so you can watch it back and learn where you need to improve. They hold at least 2 career expos every year, which is when they bring in employers from all over, and it just gives you a chance to see all the opportunities out there and kind of network with, possible employers. You can hand out your resume. I've known people who have left the career expos with a job offer. So really anything is possible. Not only is the Center for Career Development just amazing with helping you find work, but they are just some of the most genuine people. And when you go there, you can genuinely feel how much they care about you and how much they want to see you succeed. As an alumni, my favorite part of the Center for Career Development is that they are actually with you for life. So even after you graduate, if you're a little bit over a year out, like myself, if you're 5 years out, 10 years out, it doesn't matter. You can reach out to them and they will help you with whatever it is you need. So now we've talked a lot about different things that you can do kind of after college or when you're in the classroom, but we also want to talk about what it's like to live on campus in college. So I will pass it over to Trey, who is one of our resident assistants here and who can talk a lot about life on campus.
Thank you. So there's a few different living styles that you can have when you come to Scranton. So I'll take you through all of them. So first off, your first year, you can decide whether you want to live with someone you know, or you can go random. Either option's completely fine. It's all up to personal preference. Personally, I went random just because I wanted the experience of living with someone new and I don't know, just like a fresh start. And the way that they do the selection process is they'll send you out a survey online it's more of a questionnaire where you just fill out your habits, your sleeping habits, your study habits, so they can match you up with someone who answered completely the same or really close to what you answered. And honestly, I can say with 100% certainty that they really do put a lot of time and effort into matching up people. They matched me up with my now best friend, and it's a situation that I never thought I would ever see myself in. I lived by myself my entire life, but living with a roommate was the best living situation I've ever been in. So if that doesn't say something, I don't know what will. But for an example of what they look like, if you look at the picture on the far right, that's an example of what a first year residence hall will look like. So you'll have your bed, and on the other side of the room will be your roommate's bed, and then everything will just be double. So you'll have 2 closets, 2 dressers, 2 desks, and you'll share that living space. On campus, we have about 13 freshman residence halls. One is an all guys and one's an all girls. If you prefer to live in that style, you can request that as well. But the rest would just be co-ed. And the way co-ed works, it'll be co-ed by floor. So it'll be let's say a guy floor, then a girl's floor, and then a guy floor. And then the bathroom for that specific gender will be on that floor. The bathrooms themselves, I personally love my first year. It was a nice way to get to know people, as weird as that sounds, because for some reason, I don't know who told me it was a good idea. I took so many 8 a.m.s my first year. So I would be in the bathroom at 7:30, struggling. But there would also be 3 other guys in there struggling with me. So eventually, we became friends and made sure, if we didn't see each other, we'd make sure that we'd knock on their door to make sure they woke up for their classes. So it builds a little community and a nice little bond. And there was never an instance where I had to wait to take a shower, wait to go to the bathroom. You have plenty of space for you. It's just living in a communal setting, which honestly isn't that bad. But after that, when you are a sophomore, you live in a quad, and that kind of works the same like freshman, aside from the bathroom is within your room. So you'll have your room, the bathroom, and then on the other side of the bathroom will be another room. So you'll live with 3 other people. Same way, if you have people in mind, you can set it up that way. If you want to go random again, you can do that. And then after that, you have your junior senior apartments, which are super bougie. Those are in the far left and the middle picture. If you're super lucky, you can get like the top corner one that you see up there. But the way that works is we have settings for multiple different living styles. So if you want to live with just 4 people, the apartments that you see pictured right there, you'll live with 4 people. You'll have a living room, a kitchen, 4 bedrooms for the 4 people, and then 2 bathrooms to share between the 4 people, which is really nice. But let's say that you had a group of like 3 that you didn't want to like add another person to, or maybe you had like a bigger group of like 6 friends that you didn't want to break up. We have apartments right down the street, which will accommodate those living styles. So let's say that you're a group of 6. We'll have 6 bedrooms, a larger living room, a larger kitchen, 3 bathrooms to share between the 6 people, and then obviously 6 bedrooms. So lots of space, all the different living accommodations, and housing is guaranteed all 4 years, which is super nice. So you never have to worry about being kicked off. You'll have plenty of space, and since it's on campus, you'll have access to your academic buildings. You'll have access to the dining halls, so you never have to walk too far. So pretty nice. I'm very biased because I am a resident assistant, but I am a huge advocate for living on campus. Okay, now the fun part. So we have the food. So there's, again, a lot of different options and a lot of different places that you can eat on campus. So I'll kind of just take you piece by piece. So if you look at the bottom left, those are just the different places that we have on our first floor of our Enable Center, which is kind of like our student center. So the first floor, we have Chick-fil-A, speaks for itself. We have Which, which is like a Subway, but better. We have Azoka, which is like a Mexican grill, Chipotle type thing. We have Starbucks, speaks for itself. And Starbucks actually does a really good deal where you can bring any size tumbler, like you just bring your own tumbler and they'll fill it up with coffee for $1. And if you wanted flavoring, like let's say vanilla, it's just an extra 50 cents charge. You can get a vanilla iced coffee for $1.50 in the morning, which is amazing. And that also works at all of the cafes that we have on campus. So we have our Starbucks in our student center, but we also have a cafe in our library, and we also have a cafe in our Loyola Science Center, which is one of our main academic buildings. And also you see right there, we have Einstein Bagels, which is another cafe, which is in a different one of our academic buildings. So plenty of places to eat. And you have a multitude of different options, but the main like dining hall cafeteria style is on the 3rd floor of our student center, which on any given day there's like 13 or 14 different options, and they accommodate to any dietary need, which is really cool. So some of my friends are like vegan, some are lactose, and they have specific areas for those people to pick up food that they can actually eat. And a super cool thing is on Wednesdays, we do something called Upscale Wednesdays. So on that day for dinner, you just pay an extra $5 and they'll cook you whatever like fancy bougie thing they're doing for that night. So sometimes it'll be steak, sometimes it'll be like surf and turf. I know there's like crab cakes one time. Sometimes they'll just like mass produce sushi or like set up a sushi bar so like we can pick out what we want and then make it ourselves. So that's always really fun. It's like a nice mid of the week pick me up type thing. But again, you'll never go hungry here, which is really nice. If you get tired of one place, you can go somewhere else to eat. So you never have to worry about that. And now finally, I'll talk about getting involved on campus. So again, you see right there, 80 clubs and organizations and over 900 events. But at the beginning of the semester, we do something called the club fair. So typically, like if it's nice out, we'll have it out on our green where all of the clubs on campus, they'll set up little tables where they put up posters and hand out flyers, and they'll have like different like stuff like merch to give us to bribe us into joining their clubs. But you can walk around, see what you're interested in, and what's nice is you can sign up for whatever you want. I remember my freshman year, I think I signed up for like 50 things because the next day I got like 100 emails from a bunch of different clubs that I don't even remember talking to. But what's nice is if you're not interested and you just went there for the stuff, you can just ignore the emails. But if you are actually interested in trying out new things and getting involved, that's the perfect place to go because you'll have a range of like athletic stuff, academic stuff, volunteer stuff. If you're interested in retreats, all that stuff will be there as well. Probably like the most important club on campus that I would say is USPB, the University of Scranton Programming Board, and they deal with just putting on fun events for us on campus. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, they'll bring in like hypnotists, they'll play movies, they'll bring performers. Sometimes they'll do trips down to New York or Philly. We have a ski resort really close, 20 minutes away. So sometimes they'll do trips up there at a discounted price, which is really cool. They'll take us downtown, whatever you want. So what's cool is you don't have to worry about like not having something to do. You can walk around anywhere, or you can even look online for the USPB website and just like see what they're hosting that weekend and just find something to do and hang out with your friends, which is really nice.
All right, awesome. Trey made some really good points. We're definitely not a suitcase school, so students aren't packing up and going home on weekends. They're sticking around, they're joining clubs, and they're just getting involved. Another way that our students really like to get involved is by playing sports. And if you're interested in playing a sport at the University of Scranton, we are a Division III school. We compete in the Landmark Conference, and we have 23 men's and women's sports teams that you could join. If you do have an interest in playing at the D3 level, we just recommend reaching out to the coach and letting them know that you're interested in playing. All of our coaches' information can be found on our website, and it's really just as easy as sending them an email. For those of us who maybe didn't want to play a sport, but just like going out and supporting our sports teams, lucky for us, most of our teams play right in the center of campus in our Long Center, but then we also have an absolutely beautiful athletics campus that was just completed a couple of years ago, so it's pretty much brand new. And it has our new baseball and softball fields, as well as a multi-purpose soccer, lacrosse, and field hockey field. So it looks like a D1 facility at a D3 school. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's super easy to get to as well. Now, if you're interested in playing a sport at Scranton, but maybe not at the D3 level, we also have club sports and intramural sports, which are both great opportunities. They're both still a lot of fun and get very competitive, but they're just a little bit less of a time commitment than playing an actual D3 sport. So for club sports, you still get to travel and play against other universities and colleges, which is a little bit less of a time commitment. So maybe only 2 to 3 times a week instead of every single day. Then about a step below that, we have intramural sports, which are so much fun. You just make a team with your friends from Scranton and you compete against other Scranton students, usually only once a week for about an hour or so. You don't really have to have any previous skill or talent, but they do get very competitive because the winner of every intramural gets an intramural championship t-shirt, and it is the most coveted t-shirt on campus. So everybody wants to get their hands on one of those. Trust me, you'll get a lot of free t-shirts when you come to Scranton. I think by the time I graduated, I had like upwards of 70, but the intramural t-shirt just holds a little bit more weight when you're looking at all those free t-shirts at the end of your 4 years. So personally, I played 5 different intramurals. I did volleyball, basketball, soccer, badminton, and cornhole. So you can do as many as you'd like. You definitely don't have to, but I would say that pretty much everybody I knew as a student did play at least one. I know Trey plays some. They're just really fun and a great way to spend time. Now, if you're looking to stay healthy and fit on campus, but maybe sports aren't your thing, we have so many other options for you as well. We have a fitness center on campus that has a free weight section, CrossFit section, cardio machines, pretty much everything that you could need or want. It's open almost 24 hours a day during the week. So really, no matter what your schedule is looking like, you're going to be able to fit a workout in. We also have multiple recreational complexes on campus. We offer free fitness classes to students that you can go for as often or as not often as you'd like. And then we do have this one group on campus called the Center for Health, Education, and Wellness, or CHEW. And CHEW is an organization that's really devoted to promoting a sense of health on campus to college students. So they'll hold different events and challenges. Usually if you participate, you get free t-shirts, so that's great incentive. And something that I really like about CHEW is that they're just as focused on promoting, mental health and emotional health as they are physical health. So really embracing that ideal of cura personalis and caring for your body in mind, body, and spirit. So as I said at the beginning of this presentation, we are a Catholic and Jesuit university, something that we're really proud of, and that means a lot to us. But again, it doesn't mean that you have to be Catholic or Christian to come here. We do have a campus ministries office here that is in charge of helping our students explore their faith journeys, whatever that journey may be. For Catholic students or students looking to practice the Catholic faith, we do offer daily and Sunday masses in 2 different chapels on campus. Sunday masses are held 3 times a day at 11 a.m., 4:30 p.m., and 7 p.m. Something I really liked about these masses when I was a student is that they're almost entirely student-led. So students do the reading, the singing. I was a Eucharistic minister and an altar server, so that's one way I chose to get involved. And they're really a lot of fun, but again, they're not enforced or mandatory or anything like that. In addition to this, we have some interfaith resources for students of other faiths and backgrounds, including a small mosque on campus and a prayer room, and campus ministries is always willing to help students find local places of worship in the nearby area, and they'll also help coordinate transportation if needed. Besides just offering these types of services, Campus Ministries does a lot more, including hosting some really great retreat programs, which I will let Trey talk a little bit about because I know he's been on some really fun retreats.
Yes. So actually my first year, before I came to campus, I was a part of a retreat called First. It's Freshmen Involved in Reflective Service Together. And it was just a 1-week program where we came 1 week before school started, and we got to meet a group of 20 other freshmen. And we went to Chapman Lake, which is amazing, beautiful up there. And we spent the week hanging out with each other. We did like team bonding activities, and we also went out into the community to do service with like the daycare centers. We went to soup kitchens. We volunteered at nursing homes and stuff like that, just to kind of get immersed in the community and also get to know the surrounding area, because a lot of us weren't from Scranton. We were from other areas within the tri-state area, but we weren't really familiar with the actual town itself. So it was a nice time to honestly get to know people. And when school started, we already had a group of friends to begin like college with, which was amazing. But that's honestly what a lot of the retreats on campus are meant for. So they'll allow you to meet a bunch of different people that may not be in your major, that you might not be seeing in your classes, but now you know them. So now you can hang out, meet new people, and maybe join other clubs with them. So it's nice to know that there's other resources aside from like just your classes or maybe other clubs on campus that you can meet people.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Trey. Basically, those retreats happen every weekend of the academic school year. So no matter when you're looking to go or what kind you're looking to go on, there's going to be a great one for you. Most of them do take place at Chapman Lake. So we're lucky enough to have a beautiful retreat house up there. But some are also kind of like destination retreats. So some take place down the shore in Cape May, New Jersey. There's some that take place in the mountains, and they're kind of hiking retreats. And then there's even one that goes out to Death Valley, California. So lots of different options there. Last thing I'll talk about related to campus ministries is the amazing opportunities that they give our students to do service. So like I said, Scranton is a very service-oriented school, and I think that really stems from our Jesuit identity. Another one of the Jesuit values is kind of the concept of being men and women for and with others, and Scranton students take this very literally. Every year, we complete over 170,000 hours of community service, and we're doing this on so many different levels. So there are always going to be local service opportunities happening either on campus or in the nearby Scranton area. Trey mentioned some of them when he was talking about the different service projects they got to do on First. If you're looking to, do service on kind of a broader level, though, we also offer domestic service trips that usually go out during spring break and last about a week. They go all over the country to places like Arizona, California, Alaska, Kentucky, Virginia, New Jersey. It's really lots of different places there. And then we have international service programs as well that usually go out during summer and last about 10 to 14 days. Usually go out to countries in South and Central America. We have some that go to Africa as well. So whether you're somebody who's really involved with service now and you want to continue that, or you're looking to maybe try it for the first time, Scranton is going to be a great place for you. Now on to a topic that is very important when it comes to any college that you're looking at, and that is safety. Personally, as a student and now as an employee, I've never felt unsafe on campus, and I think it's just because of all of the safety precautions that we have in place. Something that really sets us apart is that we actually have our own fully accredited University of Scranton Police Department, and they're actually the second largest police department in Lackawanna County, second only to the City of Scranton's police department. So you'll see them walking and driving around campus, and just kind of having their presence there definitely makes you feel safe. In addition to that, we have student officers, we have an emergency call box system and a blue light system, emergency notification system, we have walking safety escorts so that if you're walking back from the library at 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't want to walk alone, somebody will walk you back safely. We also have a card swipe system. So basically when you come to Scranton, you're going to be given a Royal ID, and that ID is going to be like your lifeline to everything on campus. It's how you pay for your meals, it's how you can pay for laundry, and it's how you get into your building. So you're only going to be given access into your own dorm building. It's just so that not anybody can walk into the buildings at any time. But basically, even if you're trying to go to a friend's dorm, they're going to have to come down and let you in, but it does definitely help our students feel safe. So in addition to these listed here, we have a number of other safety precautions. Personally, I never had to use any of them, but it is really nice knowing that they're all there. So now Trey and I have spent a lot of time talking about the university itself, but we also like to talk about the broader Scranton area because it is such a great place. So from one end of our campus to the other, it's only about a 10 to 15 minute walk. And then right where our campus ends is where the heart of downtown Scranton begins. So downtown Scranton is awesome because it's just a smaller to medium-sized city, but it has everything that you could want or need, from shops, restaurants, cafes, art galleries. There's a mall, a movie theater, an aquarium, an escape room, like pretty much anything that you could think of. And that's all within walking distance from campus. So you just walk 5 to 10 minutes and you can find any one of those things that I just named. Then if you walk about 10 minutes from the top of our campus, you would find Naog Park, which is a really pretty nature preserve that has hiking trails, walking trails, waterfalls, all types of stuff like that. So it's absolutely gorgeous up there. Super nice that you could just walk up there at the end of the day after your classes are over, spend some time, feel like you're in the mountains. So one of my favorite things about Scranton is that it has such a great nature and city balance. And really, no matter what you're looking for, you're going to be able to find it, and it's going to be super close to campus. So I'll also let Trey talk a little bit about, what he loves so much about the area, and also share a little bit of his Scranton story and really why he chose to come to Scranton.
Yeah, one thing that I really appreciate about this school is the undergrad population. It's just about 4,000, which means we're not like a huge school, but we're also not too small. And also the location of campus is kind of like a mini city, but you also have the campus environment. So like Jill was mentioning, you have campus, but downtown Scranton is literally 5 blocks away. So if you want to go down to maybe grab some food or like go to the escape room or go to the movies or something like that, it's within walking distance, which is really cool. But one thing that I came to really appreciate is Dixon City, which is the closest town. It's about like 10 minutes away. And down there, they have a trampoline park, which is something that like I never went to, but honestly, that is the most fun like I've ever had. And it's become like a thing for like my friends. We'll go down there, we'll hang out for like a few hours, and then they also have a really good diner down there. So we'll go to the trampoline park, literally like children, and then go to the diner and grab some food. The best food I've ever had. I don't know who's cooking in that diner, but amazing. So we'll go there, go to the diner, and then go back to campus, maybe go to the library if we need to catch up on like some schoolwork, or just like go back to one of our rooms and hang out. But like she was mentioning, there's so much to do, and the people that you're with are people that you want to hang out with and you genuinely enjoy doing all these activities with. So it is like home. I always call Scranton my second home, and my mom hates when I say that. She's like, no, your home's with me and that's it. There's nowhere else. But honestly, like I love this place. I love the people here. I've been here for 4 years now, and I can't imagine myself anywhere else. I came here initially because I was looking into like really strong academics because I knew I wanted to be a biology major. And we kind of mentioned this earlier, but I found a really cool statistic that since 1980, they've sent 80% of their students to pre-professional schools, with some years being 100%. So there are some years where every single student who wanted to go to med school, dent school, vet school, whatever pre-professional school got into that school, which is an insane statistic because the national average for sending their students to pre-professional schools is about 30% within the nation. So the fact that ours is 80 just really speaks to the programs we have here, the professors we have here, and more importantly, like the community that we have here, because you can go to any prestigious school, but if you're not in an environment where you're comfortable, you're not going to do your best and you're not going to learn as well. So if you go to a place that you can call your second home, that you can say that you're comfortable in, that's the place that you're going to excel. That's the place that you're going to get the internship or get the job after college that you really want to, or get into medical school or law school. So it's nice that I was able to choose this place because it was the best possible option I ever could have made.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Trey. Before we really wrap it up, we just want to go over some quick application information. So have this slide here that just shows some numbers that we look for when it comes to, reviewing applications. So what you're looking at here is our accepted student profile, and these numbers are reflective of our middle 50%, meaning that we do accept students from 25% above these ranges, 25% below these ranges. This is generally what we're looking for. If you don't fall exactly within these ranges, that is okay, because when it comes to reviewing our applicants, we really use more of a holistic approach, just meaning that we care about more than just test scores and GPA. We really want to see the whole picture. We want to get to know who you are as an individual, and you are so much more than just a test score or your GPA. So we also take a look at your letters of recommendation, your personal statement or the essay you submit, and then also a list of any clubs you did in high school, activities you were involved with, leadership experience you have, community service you've done, sports you played, jobs you worked, like whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that's important to you and however you like to spend your time, let us know about it. The more you tell us about yourself, the more we can feel like we're getting to know you, and the more we can say, hey, that person is absolutely awesome. We definitely want them here. So just tell us as much as possible. We're on the Common App and it's super easy to apply. It's also free, no fee waivers needed or anything like that. And on the next slide, I'll go over some dates. But before I get onto that, I just quickly want to talk about our test policy for this year, because it is a little bit different, because as we all know, this year is not normal. So in the past, we have been a test optional school for almost all of our programs. But some programs like nursing, occupational therapy, our guaranteed seat for our doctorate of physical therapy program, and education have not been test optional. However, this year we are well aware of how difficult it's been for students to actually take the SATs and ACTs, and we don't want that to, negatively impact your application. So if you haven't been able to sit for the SAT or ACT because of COVID and because of the current circumstances, we absolutely still want you to apply to Scranton, and we want you to apply for whatever program you want to apply for. So we have a new option this year called Test Exempt, and you can absolutely select that option when you're filling out the Common App if you haven't been able to take the SATs or ACTs. Like I said, it's not going to negatively impact you. We don't want to penalize you for something that's been out of your control. And we're really looking to be flexible and to work with each of you one-on-one. So if you have any questions about that, definitely don't be afraid to reach out, and we'll help kind of clarify and help in whatever way that we can. So like I said, here are just some dates to remember when it comes to our application. And the first one listed is definitely the most important. It's our early action November 15th deadline. It's coming up in just a couple of days, and I can't believe that, but you still have time to apply early action if you want to. And we do recommend applying early action because there are so many great things about it, and there's not really any drawbacks to it. If you apply by November 15th, you're going to get your decision on December 15th, and you'll still have until May 1st to let us know if you're coming here. So you'll find out earlier, but then you'll still have until the time that everybody else has. If you miss that deadline, it's definitely not the end of the world. You can still apply anytime after that. We work on a rolling admissions basis and ask that applications be in by March 1st. And then the only other deadline you really have to keep in mind is the May 1st confirmation reply date, which is just when you have to let us know if you'd be coming to Scranton. So that really wraps it up for the day. I just want to leave it here with this slide. We are open for on-campus visits Monday through Saturday. So if you're interested in coming to take a tour, absolutely come do it. We'd love to see you on campus, but we know that it's not a possibility for everybody at the moment. So we do have virtual sessions as well that still give you a really good idea of what it's like to be a Scranton student. So like I said, that wraps it up. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Just want to thank everybody for being here again. Really enjoyed getting to talk with each of you. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. But if not, just want to thank you all and wish you all the best of luck. Trey, I don't know if you have anything to say before we wrap it up?
No, I just want to thank you all for being here and hearing us all out.
Awesome. Yep. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much for joining us, both the students and the presenters. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions at pacac.org. That's PACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at pacac.org. pacacc.org. Thank you.